We begin the KRDO investigation, use of force by the numbers. An in-depth look at shootings involving police officers in southern Colorado's two largest cities, Colorado Springs and Pueblo. So which city has a higher rate of shootings and why? News Channel 13 investigative reporter Chelsea Brentzel is live at CSPD headquarters tonight to tell us what she found. Chelsea.
Well, Bart, over the last few weeks, we dug through state data to get a better idea of what's happening in our communities. We brought those findings straight here to the Colorado Springs Police Chief and Pueblo's Chief to better understand the numbers. KRDO found that from 2016 to 2019, Pueblo Police Department accounted for 6.2% of officer-involved shootings in the state. Colorado Springs Police Department accounted for 10% of the police shootings in the same time period. But Colorado Springs' population is over 4 times more than Pueblo, which means Pueblo has a greater number of officer-involved shootings per capita. Pueblo Police Chief Troy Davenport didn't shy away from the statistics, which include 12 officer-involved shootings from 2016 to 2019.
We're realistic. We have a crime rate in Pueblo that we need to continue to work on.
The chief says he's lowered the crime rate by more than 20% in the last 2 years, but officer-involved shootings were higher in those 2 years than in previous years, according to state data.
After being in law enforcement for 31 years, that in the last 5 to 10 years, more weapons violations, more shots fired than ever before. If somebody has a weapon and they're in a position where they could put an officer in fear of serious bodily injury or death or a third party, the officer need not wait to be fired on. They may pay the ultimate price if they do.
Davenport points to state parole legislation and the design of how the parole division releases inmates from prison as a potential explanation on the rate of officer-involved shootings.
Our study indicates that at current, about 42% of those that were involved in those incidents were on parole at the time, and 74% were on parole or probation at some point in their lifetime.
According to state data, Colorado Springs Police Department had 19 officer-involved shootings from 2016 to 2019, accounting for more than 10% of the shootings in the state.
As far as the numbers go, we're the second largest city in Colorado, and I would expect that our numbers would be up there, but I think our numbers are lower than some other cities.
Chief Niski says the data isn't necessarily a true reflection of police shootings in the state. KRDO found that 73% of police agencies did not submit the required data on officer-involved shootings to the state. He's hopeful that changes.
Then you can compare departments fairly across the state rather than compare me to somebody else who maybe didn't turn in any data.
Meanwhile, Niski says lessons have been learned from the recent protest against police brutality.
We have not done a really good job of educating the community about what we do. I take full responsibility for that. I think with the creation of an accountability committee or board through council, hopefully we can get the information out there. We're already working on getting data out to the community, our policies out to the community so they understand us better and they understand that
now, both chiefs tell me that they are not aware of any police officers being fired from their department for an unjustified shooting in the last few decades. However, we are aware of at least one civil lawsuit, each in Pueblo and Colorado Springs, where a police officer shot and killed a person. But in both of those cases, the shootings were ruled justified by district attorneys. Live in Colorado Springs, Chelsea Brentzel, KRDO News Channel 13.
Very eye-opening, Chelsea. Thanks. State data shows a lower rate of officer-involved shootings for our sheriff's offices. In El Paso County, they account for 4 shootings from 2016 to 2019. In Pueblo, the sheriff's office accounts for 5 officer-involved shootings in that same time period.